Today I want to discuss one aspect of big data, data quality, and its connection to my own research interests in citizen science and web archiving. First, some brief definitions. Citizen science is the participation of non-scientists in scientific research, usually through the collection of data or its analysis. An example would be the amateur ornithologist who reports bird observations on the website eBird. The observations are then analyzed by scientists to expand the study of bird behavior beyond the scales they would normally be able to observe themselves. Web archiving is the practice of collecting portions of the web for both current and future use. Much of what happens in our world happens on the web, yet much of it is quickly forgotten and difficult to recover when the average web page only exists for 100 days. Data quality is a crucial concern for both citizen science and web archiving. Citizen science is based on the idea that there is wisdom in crowds. Crowds can collect more data from broader spaces and over longer periods of time than an individual scientist ever could. But scientists are obsessed about the quality of their data. Bad data means bad results. There are many different ways for scientists to improve the data collected by volunteers. Inspired by metrology, the study of measurement, we can either tune the instrument or correct for errors. Tuning the instrument might mean improving the training given to volunteers, simplifying the protocols used for data collection, or improving the interface used to enter data. Correcting for errors might involve using statistical models to compare the performance of volunteers, or asking experts to evaluate the data submitted by citizen scientists. Web archiving also depends upon quality data. The problem with the web is that there is too much data. There is no feasible way to collect everything, so selection becomes a key part of the research process. But selection can be quite complicated for both technical and social reasons. Technical challenges make some websites easier to collect than others. It is relatively easy to collect data from Twitter, for example, which is part of the reason why it is such a popular data source for researchers. But another site, run by a small nonprofit or community center in northern Alberta, may be just as important to understanding online culture among First Nations. Which do we choose to collect? The idea of archival selection becomes crucial to understanding how data is preserved for current or future researchers. Collaboration with other institutions, including other universities, research groups, governments, museums, and cultural heritage groups is also crucial for web archiving. The social challenge of creating these collaborations and maintaining them over time requires contributions from many different disciplines. So how does data quality connect to the topic of big data? Accurate data is important for many reasons, but I want to highlight two of them. First is the ethical dimension. Big data is becoming the basis for decision-making in many fields, commercial and otherwise. My contention is that these decisions and the data they are based on are always connected to ethical considerations. Ethics cannot be separated from the data. Both citizen science and web archives make important ethical claims. Citizen science claims that ordinary people can participate in scientific research, but merely participating is not enough. There are standards for good data based on the ethical history of science. Web archives also make ethical choices about what to include and what to exclude. There isn't enough time or money to collect everything, so choices must be made. Second is the interplay between reflexivity and data quality. All forms of inquiry create models of the world in order to further human understanding. Those models in turn affect how we behave in the future. The feedback loop between our understanding and our actions depends on the quality of our data. Citizen science creates new feedback loops between science and the public in order to extend our understanding beyond what we can achieve alone or in small groups. Web archives create feedback loops between our activity on the web today and its interpretation by researchers tomorrow. So in conclusion, I hope I've shown you how two of my own interests, citizen science and web archiving, intersect with valuable questions about data quality. As as big data becomes more important, the challenge of quality data is becoming a central part of our lives. Thank you for your attention.